So before we continue, you're going to want to go into your web browser of choice and find the Imperial College London referencing style. So basically you can install lots of different referencing styles into Zotero depending on what your university has asked you to produce. So I'm going to go into Google, do a quick search for Zotero styles, and we've got this web link that comes up on the Zotero website, zotero.org/styles. And as we can see when this page loads, there are many different styles that have been created that you can install into your version of Zotero. So I'm going to do a quick search for Imperial. And we have got Imperial College London, Vancouver styles, and Harvard styles. So you can install either or both of those depending on what you need to do. I've already got the Imperial College London Harvard style installed, but I'm going to install the Vancouver one now. So you have Zotero open, you simply click on this and it'll ask you whether you want to install it. I'm going to do that. And that's pretty much it. We now have those two styles available to us. Now I'm going to jump into a blank Word document, and we can see that because I installed Zotero and the Chrome connector earlier, it's actually gone ahead and installed some Zotero controls directly into my Word document. So as we saw earlier, you can export a bibliography directly from Zotero by selecting a number of items in a collection, right-clicking and getting it to generate a bibliography. But I think this is a much more sensible way to work. You put all of the research that you need to write about into your Zotero library once you've read it, and then you actually systematically go through and add the citations as you're writing your essay. And I'm going to demonstrate that now. And it really is very simple. I could start writing my fabulous essay, and then I might actually want to insert a citation. So I'm going to go and click on the Add Citation button here. And the first thing that you'll see is this window that pops up and asks you what kind of referencing style you want to use. So for this video, I'm going to use Imperial College London Harvard. And once you've done that, we get this red bar appearing. And you can simply start typing in a word that appears in the reference that you want. So I've started typing in semiotics and I've got a couple of different options there. I'm going to choose the top one, and once I press enter, that is going to drop my citation into the document. So that's one way that you can do it. I personally prefer a slightly different way of viewing all of the items in my Zotero library. So for instance, if I were to continue my essay and now I want to drop in a new citation, the second time you click on the Add Edit Citation button, it's actually going to go straight to the red bar. Now, if you actually want to see all the items in your library, you can click on this little arrow here and go into Classic View. And that is actually going to show you all the different folders that you've got with all the things in them. So now I could go and click on the one that I wanted to add in. I like this interface as well because we can add in a page number here as well. We can click on this Show Editor button down at the bottom of the screen. So actually, if I wanted this reference to look very slightly different, I could go and make minor modifications. And this is the place that you should modify the way that your citation looks rather than editing it directly in the Word document. The reason for this is that if I click into this citation, it actually goes grey. So that's a Word merge code. That shows you that Word is communicating with Zotero and pulling information in from your Zotero library. And generally, it's just a bit more sensible rather than going and modifying the text here to actually edit it in Zotero. So let's say I wanted this Chandler citation to look slightly different. Rather than popping in a page number, if I wanted to do that here, I would actually go and click on the Add Edit button again, because once you've selected a citation, you can edit it as well. So if I click on that, and then if I click here and go down to Classic View, we can go into the editor and we can change that to whatever we want, or we could add a page number in here and that would add that automatically. And if I click on OK, that will modify that citation. And that's pretty much what you do. You keep on working through, you keep on Working on your essay, adding in citations. I'm going to add another one now. I'm going to go into the classic view because I prefer that. And actually, I want to create a citation with multiple sources. So I'm going to click on the multiple sources button. And here I'm going to choose Creative Semiotics. Click on this arrow to drop it into my list. And I'm also going to choose Trichromatic Vision. So it's a very strange essay we're writing here. And you know what? I want this to come first in the citation. So I am going to click on the little up arrow now, and it will put that first in the citation. So we can again see how that's going to form if I click on Show Editor. Now, this is important. We've got an author name here, but for the Creative Semiotics one, there isn't a date or a name. So remember what I said earlier in the video about making sure that you're checking the fields in your Zotero library to see that the correct fields have actually been populated. But what I'm going to show you now is another reason why it's really useful to use Zotero as a plugin inside Word rather than generally just relying on exporting a bibliography directly from Zotero by right-clicking on items and generating a bibliography. Because if I click on OK now, it's going to create my citation. And then let's say that I continued working on my essay and then I wanted to put in a bibliography. So I'm now going to click on bibliography and we can see it's generated my bibliography there. But in the bibliography and the citation itself, we've got this problem where there's no date, ND, and the author name is anonymous because the fields in Zotero haven't been populated. So let's jump into Zotero and have a closer look at this Creative Semiotics reference. So we can see there's no name because this is a website. You could always go in, copy the link from here and have a closer look at it in your web browser to see if you can find author information or a publication date. Okay, so here we are on that website, and if I click on About, it looks like this gentleman's name is Chris Arning. So if that is a page that I wanted to clip, I would go back into Zotero, change the field to be last and first name, and type that in. And if we go back to the other web page quickly, we can see that 30th of October 2018 was actually the publication date. So if I go into date, and put 30/10/2018. That will pop that in as a date. And now if I go back into Word and I click on refresh, that's actually going to pull the updated information into Word and it's going to replace all the erroneous information in my essay. So see, now it's Arning 2018 and now this bibliography has been updated. So that's a good reason to use this interface and actually use the plugin for making Word talk to Zotero, because if you simply just copy and paste your bibliography directly out of Zotero, you might have missed a few mistakes that you actually need to fix as you go along.